Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to a new weather forecast here by Adrian's Weather Forecast. This is going to be another update on the major nor'easter, but we have a lot more updates, and we are now going to be looking at more detailed radars. And it looks like this could be the origin of this nor'easter will actually be in a miniature Midwestern snowstorm. So we're gonna have a small Midwestern snowstorm, and also maybe a little bit of the Ozarks, and that's gonna convert into the nor'easter. The moisture and the low pressure system will be going up into the southeast and scooping up the northeastern coast. But if you are not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. I do daily weather forecasts on multiple things. And I do apologize for not posting earlier. I went on a hike in Helen because, again, it's not too far and it was a beautiful day and all that. But yeah, be sure to subscribe. And without further ado, let's get this video. So here we're going to be looking at the next 30 hours here. Actually, this is the next 24 hours. The next 24 hours, we're going to start seeing this snow developing out here in Missouri. You have a major system out here, a lot of moisture in the south central. Again, we have this cold front, this cold air out here into the west. We saw earlier in the U.S. forecast. We're going to have a lot of cold air. So we're going to have this cold air moving in from the north. Let me actually redo. It's cold air moving in from the north, and we have this moisture coming in right here from the south, which really is going to be a perfect mixture for the snow, especially that it was really cold earlier in these areas. But again, it did warm up with a bit of a warm front also right here. And again, that's going to start bringing some snow. That's going to be just north of St. Louis with a far, just much of eastern, really northeastern Missouri is really going to start seeing that snow. As we now get into the next 30 hours now to tomorrow late afternoon into the evening, that's when we'll start things starting to get a lot bigger again. Now it's going to get twice, it's going to double the size. It's going to start bringing some snow very close to Iowa City. Going to stay into the more of the eastern part of Iowa, not really going to extend into Des Moines and Sioux City in central and western Iowa. And it's going to start bringing some snow out here for Springfield, bringing that snow for northeastern Missouri, starting to bring that snow out there into western Indiana. Again, it's going to be mostly light, but again, we can have some other areas that could be quite heavy, especially to the border with the freezing rain here. So we're not going to be seeing the heavy side of the rain in the middle of the storm. We're actually going to be seeing it on the side of the storms, which is actually not a thing you see every single time. But again, every storm is different. And then as we get early Monday morning, this is going to get triple the size now. Going to get a lot bigger. Going to start bringing that snow for Davenport, getting awfully close to Waterloo. Going to bring some snow for Milwaukee, bring that snow for Rockford, Chicago, Aurora. Going to bring that rain out for Indianapolis, Columbus. And again, this is where we're going to have to watch out when it starts to convert into the low pressure system or into the nor'easter. Like we have all this moisture now into that land, or all this moisture spilling out into the Atlantic. And that's where we're going to see that this low pressure system from the system now go up the Atlantic coast. But again, I'm going to bring that snow for Gary, Toledo. Now going to start bringing some snow now. Look at this. Now we have this low pressure system right here in the Atlantic. Right here is where we have this low pressure system. I know it's not popping up here, but this is where it is, right there, into that very dark green color. And that's going to be moving off at a very fast pace. And look what we're seeing now. Continuing to see into Monday late morning here. We're going to start seeing that snow now extending all the way to Detroit. So yeah, you guys are thinking snow's over in Detroit. It's actually not. This will possibly be the last snow in Detroit. Though for Lansing, Muskegon, Big Rapids, Gary, Iowa, or sorry, not Iowa, Milwaukee, Chicago, and Rockford, you guys can continue to see that snow. And as this low pressure system is moving up the mid-Atlantic coast, we're going to start seeing that snow now with the cold air and the already snowstorm. And with this moisture out here in the Atlantic, that's where we're going to start seeing that snow extending down to the northeast and mid-Atlantic. Bring some snow for Allentown, or sorry, not Allentown, Scranton, State College, and Greencastle. And then the next 48 hours here by Monday at this time, it's going to get a lot bigger now. I'm going to start bringing some snow now throughout Ontario. Bring that snow for Detroit, still Lansing, Big Rapids, Muskegon, and even seeing the snow now possibly getting into New York City. It's actually right on the border now, so it's very close. Without a doubt, New York City could get flurries if it stays this close, but if it does go a bit more far inland, we might, or you guys in New York might just miss it again. Here we have the low pressure system here, right here again. It's moving at a pretty quick rate there. Again, it's going to bring a lot of rain. So really, the reason why we're seeing all this snow right here and the low pressure system all the way down here is because we have all this moisture already right there. It's southeast and west of this whole snowstorm. Again, we already have all this moisture all right here with the cold air. So again, we don't necessarily need this low pressure system to really be part of this snowstorm, but it's going to be a nor'easter because this low pressure system is going to be a part of this snowstorm as it even brings up the coast. Again, a nor'easter doesn't have to bring in snow. This is actually going to be more of a rain nor'easter for many people here. But again, we're going to be seeing the snow for Rochester, Syracuse, getting to Albany very soon by Monday at this time. And then in the next couple hours to Tuesday morning, here we have the low pressure system. Now it kind of looks more of a nor'easter. We're going to be seeing major flooding for Delaware and the Mid-Atlantic, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Connecticut. We're going to be seeing major flooding issues there. And this is where we're going to start seeing the snow really get a lot heavier. Look, you're going to start seeing these colors of blue getting a lot darker. That's going to indicate heavier snow at a faster rate. That's going to be for Albany now, upstate New York, Burlington, out there near Mount Washington. Could be seeing a freezing rain now entering Boston. And then by into Tuesday afternoon, it will all be over. And we can possibly see another nor'easter coming in later on. Now we're going to be looking at the GFS. Again, by the next 30 hours here, we have the snow forming up there in Iowa, Missouri, and Illinois. Again, maintaining very light. More of a rain system at that point. And then, look, it's going to start bringing that snow for Waterloo now, Chicago, Rockford, northern Indiana, and Ohio. Here's the GFS, and that's where the low pressure system is right here, as y'all can tell with the middle bars. And again, in the next 48 hours, start seeing that snow arriving to not far northern New Jersey, areas near Florida, New York, that city right there, and also arriving Scranton State College, staying on the northern side of Pennsylvania. Again, still bringing that snow for Lansing. And then here we have the low pressure system right here. And look, it's going to bring in really heavy rain the next 60 hours on Tuesday. Potential flooding rains for especially Atlantic City, Allentown, Philadelphia, Dover, Baltimore, areas near New York City, all the way up into Harrisburg. We'll be seeing some flooding issues there. And then as we now get into the next 66 hours, this low pressure system will actually bring in the heavy southern rain out the Atlantic, but maintaining that outskirts out there. Quite heavy though, again off the more inland. And again, GFS is not showing as much snow as the European is showing, and then that'll be mostly over again by Tuesday. And we're actually going to be looking at now here at the as we now get into the NAM 30KM model now. Again, this is a more detailed radar, and it's close enough to actually we can use this now. But again, as we now get in the next 23 hours, this is what we're going to start seeing right now. This very heavy snow. Again, the heaviest of the snow will actually be in far western Illinois. That's where we'll be seeing some very heavy snow. And it's going to get very close to Springfield. Could be seeing some snow now for Des Moines at this type of... this is what this model is showing right there. And as we now get the next 30 hours, it's going to get a lot bigger now. Twice its size. Bringing snow all the way from Davenport close to Toledo. And again, it's actually going to bring incredibly heavy snow from the northwestern part of Ohio. We're going to be very heavy snow in that part of the state there. Toledo and any other areas in northwestern Ohio. You guys are going to be seeing blizzard conditions depending on the wind. See that snow starting to get a lot closer to Lansing, bringing some snow out there to southern Michigan, bringing some snow from Muskegon, much of Lake Michigan. So not a time for y'all to get ready for spring just yet. Light to moderate snow for Chicago, Gary, you guys are going to need some snow. Michigan City, you guys are getting some snow. And then the next 40 hours, we're still seeing this snow getting awfully close to Toronto. Very heavy snow again for Detroit. Very heavy snow for Lansing out there into the, like I said, Muskegon. You are going to get some very heavy snow. And now let's get to now into the northeast here. See how much rain we'll actually be seeing, and also rain-wise. And again, as we now get the next 38 hours, we'll start seeing that snow really heavy now into those areas in the mountains and near State College in central Pennsylvania. we'll actually see some very heavy snow actually going around there as a starting point. Bring that snow for some really small snow flurries and showers for Buffalo, but Buffalo won't be really included for the first time. And look, now we're gonna be seeing that incredibly heavy rain into the Mid-Atlantic. I don't know why I have my marker here. Let's actually now take a look at the Eastern, so we can actually see everything that's going on. We can actually possibly see a huge severe weather outbreak on Monday. It's looking like we can be seeing some very strong severe weather with this system. So that can also be something we have to talk about, but maybe even tomorrow, depending on the severe weather risk. But again, very heavy rain. We're going to be focusing on the flooding on the coast for out there near Raleigh, Virginia Beach, Richmond, D.C., and then the next now 50 hours we're going to be seeing that really heavy rain. Now that's when the low pressure is getting closer and closer. We could actually possibly see the severe weather up here. Wouldn't even doubt if we have a slight chance going all the way up to Dover. Maryland, y'all are going to get some very heavy rain. Seeing some potential flooding near Philadelphia and Allentown, and seeing that snow stay north up there into Florida, New York, Albany, Utica, and Ithaca. Rochester will be on and off with snow and rain. And then again, I've seen some snow showers out there in the highest elevations. Now we're looking at the snowfall totals for the Northeast, and then we'll be looking at the Midwest really quick. Actually, we can just take a look at what we have right now here. We can be seeing really 1 to 2 inches out there for really Detroit. Really 1 to 2 inches for Lansing, and then for far southern Michigan, we can be seeing up to 2 to 3.5 inches of snow. Could be seeing 1 inch for Bern, Indiana, and up to 2 inches for Gary and Michigan City, Indianapolis. So you guys can be seeing maybe a maximum of 2 inches there. For State College, you guys will be seeing 6 to 8 inches of snowfall. 8 inches on the really high side out there. Could be seeing up to 5 inches for Scranton and the Poconos area. Could be seeing really less than an inch for Greencastle, Philadelphia, Allentown. You guys will be getting less than really 1 inch out there. For New York, you guys are looking at, you guys have quite a good chance for seeing a trace, if not just some snow flurries. Far northern New York, you guys have gone down to only around 2 to 5 inches, maximum 5 inches. Looks like Albany now getting closer to 5 to 6 inches of snowfall. Upstate New York out there, you guys will be seeing a scatter 3 to 8 inches, and more like central New York there. Rochester, you guys will be getting 3 to 5 inches. Buffalo, Trace, and out there southern New York near Syracuse will be getting 4 to 6 inches of snowfall. We could be seeing up to really a maximum of 8 inches, and that's going to be out here with southern Vermont and western New Hampshire. Boston, you guys won't be getting much. Newport and also Hartford, you guys won't be getting much. Only Hartford, you guys probably 2 inches, but again, the northern part of the state just outside of Hartford can be getting 5 inches. Concord, New Hampshire, 7 to 9 inches. Mount Washington, up to 5 to 6 inches, and then all the way up to Augusta and Portland, Maine. That's where we'll see the significant snowfall. Now let's take a quick look at the Midwest here, or in the Mid-Atlantic, and this is going to be seeing the snowfall. Again, we could be seeing actually an inch really maximum for St. Louis, and then 1 to 3 inches for northeastern St. Louis, northeastern Missouri. Could be getting really 1 to 2 inches for Springfield, and then outside of Springfield, we'll be getting 3 inches there. Now we'll be looking at the rainfall totals here. If we can go back to the northeast, if it's going to let us really quick. Northeast, let's see if it actually, okay, yeah. And now we will be looking out here. Actually, not temperature. We're going to be looking at the total accumulated precipitation, guys, so we can see exactly how much rain we'll be seeing. It's actually gone up quite a bit now. Looks like for Dover and actually almost the whole state of out there, the whole state of Delaware will be seeing more than now 1.6 inches of snowfall. Baltimore, you guys are staying just under an inch, if not 1.2 inches. State College, you guys are going to be really staying on the low side, saying less than an inch, maybe an inch, really, maybe just an inch. And then for Allentown, you guys be getting really around 1 inch. For Atlantic City, you guys will be getting 2.2 inches of snow rainfall there, especially southeastern New Jersey. For Long Island, much of Long Island will be seeing up to 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. Near southern Rhode Island, near Newport, you guys be getting really close to 2.5 inches of rain. That's going to be just off the coast there, but that's what we're looking at there. snowfall totals for the Midwest now. So exactly, it's actually showing a good amount of snowfall here as well for a small snowstorm. It's actually showing up to possibly 7 to 8 inches for areas outside of Waterloo. It is showing again up to maybe just an inch for Chicago, Rockford, Ford, 5 inches, and south of Milwaukee can be seeing scattered areas 6.5 inches of snowfall. 1 to 2 inches for Detroit, and near Lansing we'll be seeing 3 to 4 inches of snowfall. Time to look at the northeast, and it's actually doing quite a bit of snowfall, especially for Mount Washington. 13 to 16 inches there in upstate New Jersey. Burlington seeing 2 inches, and near Montpelier we'll be seeing up to 5 to 9 inches of snowfall. Upstate New York we'll be seeing a scattered areas between 7 to 12 inches. State College 1 to 3 inches, and north of State College we'll be seeing a scattered 3 to 5 inches. Out there now, downstate New York, a little suburb outside New York, will be seeing up to 7 to 9 inches. And yeah, that's basically what we're seeing. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and bye guys.